Before you start your lab, make sure your no wash, quick wash, and good wash materials are ready to go. I shook the bottle of Glow Germ well and applied a quarter-size amount of the Glow Germ to the palm of my hand. Make sure to get it in between your fingers as well. Take the transfer pipette and transfer 3 milliliters of tap water from the beaker to one of the no wash tubes. Do the same with the second test tube using the same pipette. So after turning the lights off and using my UV light, we can clearly see some of the spots all over the counter, even the pipette and the test tubes, even the beaker. Some of these contamination spots were due to closing the Glow Germ bottle, and even when I was applying it all over my hands. Here you can also see that my hands are pretty contaminated. And even my apron had some contamination spots as well. Here I'm doing some quick hand washing for activity number 2. After quickly washing my hands, I take the transfer pipette from the quick wash materials and transfer 3 milliliters of tap water from the beaker to one of the quick wash test tubes. I do the same thing with the second test tube while using the same plastic pipette. After I turn off the lights and I examine the sink area and counter, there were some contamination spots, but a lot less compared to the no wash activity. Some of those spots were on the handle of the faucet to turn on the water, some of the splashing from my hand washing, and on the test tubes as well, since I held on to those. My hands still had some of that Glow Germ as well, even after washing them, especially around the nails. After thoroughly washing my hands using the proper hand washing technique from the manual, I once again applied a quarter-size amount of Glow Germ and distributed it evenly throughout my hands and made sure to get it in between my fingers. I turned on the water with my boron and used a separate paper towel to use the soap dispenser. I thoroughly washed my hands, palms, and back of my hands, between my fingers, thumb, and even used the provided brush to brush my nails. The nails were definitely one of the top spots to clean, so I really made sure to scrub those really, really well. I used a separate paper towel to turn off the water and a separate paper towel to dry my hands. I took a transfer pipette from the Good Wash materials and transferred 3 milliliters of tap water from the beaker to the first test tube. I did the same with the second test tube while using the same pipette. As I examined the area with my UV light, there were no spots contamination of the soap dispenser, the faucet, the pipette, or the test tubes. The spots were splashes from when I was washing my hands mostly, so a lot cleaner than no wash and quick wash. After completing the activity, I disposed of the materials in normal garbage and cleaned the area.